What's happening, folks? Welcome to another scouting special on my channel this evening. In case you're wondering what this series is about, I'll get to that in a second. But first of all, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. Check out the Stars of Tomorrow series and my Discord and Twitch links down below as well. And if you're a Man United fan, the Man United podcast, Let's Talk United, is down below as well. So if you're new to this kind of thing, this is something I hinted at on Twitter in the big announcement I did a couple of days ago, my time. And essentially, we looked at, instead of me doing the scouting myself off camera, I'm gonna bring forward players that I'm looking at, and you guys can look at them. Now, obviously, there's no guarantee I'm going to sign them, but these are players that I'm considering signing, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to help you guys get involved in the series and something different, and we can analyze a player and see what we think. So I'm going to try and keep these around 10-12 minutes-ish. I'm going to try, but I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take my time, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So today's player is Kessie. Now, in our Monaco series, now I'm very careful what I show here because I don't want to reveal anything that's happened in episodes, because I'm not sure what I've done off camera that's not been done on the series yet. So I'm going to be very careful what I show you. But essentially, as you know, we play a box-to-box bowling midfielder alongside our playmaker in the 2CM roles. And I did look at getting Kessie in the summer, but I felt the fee was... essentially, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if he's the right buy. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare him and look at him and look at his fees. The recommendation on the scouting is pretty low, but I just thought I'd run it by you guys because I think he's an upgrade on the young players, and I think we need a bit more quality in that role immediately to try and get that Champions League win. I think. Obviously, maybe we'll get it this year anyway, regardless of signing Kessie. But I thought we'd go through him and scout Kessie and see how he shapes up. So, the tactic we play, we play a ball-winning midfielder in there. So, when it comes to Kessie, he's not perfect in that role, but he ticks a lot of the boxes for me. He's got the tackling, the marking, the positioning is not great. Well, it's 13, it's not terrible, it's not brilliant though, is it? Team working is 16, work rate 16, good stamina, good strength. It's the physicality I like about him in that role. When I look for a ball midfielder and a box-to-box, clearly you look at the physicality. Now, the development start here. You've got the player traits on him here that essentially gets forward, which lends itself to be more box-to-box. I'm not averse to playing that. If I got Kessie, I would maybe change that role to a box-to-box because I've got the stamina and pace and work rate in there. He plays similar passes, shoots from distance, uses power, arrives late in the penalty area, and runs the ball often. So you're looking at the traits he has, especially these kind of get forward if possible, get in the penalty area. He's got the stamina, 19. The strength is there as well. The pace is there. The financial fitness is there. The balance, right, not really not important, but it's still nice to see. He's got the work rate you need. The teamwork is good. The long shots are 13. The shot power is powerful. Again, that's the one worry about him I have. I've managed him before on other saves that I've done. When I've had Kessie at AC Milan, for example, but a couple of FMs ago, or whatever it was. Maybe last year actually. And he was restrained with his long shots. But if I'm playing box to box and if I accept that when I sign him, that would be okay in my opinion. So you look at the report, and we've got full knowledge on him, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. We can get analysis report as well if we want to as well, but I'm not worried about it. So his cons are he can be wary when crossing the ball, not an issue, not going to be doing it. At least hope not. Hope not. Has a competitive streak which can occasionally lead into bending the rules. Again, though, we can accept that with the stats we've got here, his aggression and bravery and the tackling and how he likes to play. It kind of comes with the territory a little bit on that, doesn't it? And he's likely to find it difficult to fit in the core group. But in the secondary group, I think that'll work out. Work itself out pretty well. Obviously, no interesting transfer right now. But when was this kind of report done? Again, we can work on it. We can do some work on trying to scout him and try and get him to come to us. I'm pretty sure in the summer though he wasn't interested in joining me. I'm pretty sure, otherwise I wouldn't have done. So he has a full understanding of the language. Should be no problems to live in the country. Good stamina, current initial replaying experience, strength and stamina, making good athlete. Yep. Natural in two positions. that DM role is available as well if we decide to switch that formation. Displays a fairly determined attitude, enjoys big games, consistent performer, and has put in some really good performance lately. Ignore the chance of him just being none. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to potentially just keep scouting him, declaring and try and, make him more successful to joining us. But he's a guy I really wanted to manage for a long time. I thought I'd do a scouting report on him. So he ticks a lot of boxes that I'm looking for in that midfield role. And I'm now going to compare him to a couple of players that we have. Now, I think long term, I think Agustin Cazorla is the guy I'm going to really want to have in that role. So, as you can see here, it's a hard one. It's a hard one. We should compare 3 players because I think he's mitigated at his peak now. Is Carpenter, and you look at this is right. This is essentially who he would replace. If I brought Kessie in, this guy would probably be leaving the club because you look at the attributes on them here. I don't think you're going to get much. I don't know if we're going to get the same level of player out of Kessie than we are Noah Carpenter. He's playing a lot of games, and he's not really finding the positioning I would like. He can play in the CM role, but he's struggling to be natural in that position. Now, obviously, you'd say it's cheaper to keep Noah and develop him rather than go for Kessie, but I really feel like we're missing that top-class box-to-box midfielder. This is just one option I've got. Obviously, you guys can give me more suggestions, and maybe we can look at those as well in future scouting specials. So you look at the attributes. Obviously, it's going to be heavily skewed in the favour of Kessie. Mental stats are not a massive miles away from Kessie at a glancing view. The physicality is what I really like. The strength is great. The stamina is really high. And natural fitness is high as well. That leans me to more get Kessie in. Penalty taking 16 is alright. It's not important. Obviously, the negative side to signing Kessie would be you've got a player here who's at his peak now. He's not going to develop any further, whereas Noah is going to potentially increase a little bit. When you compare him to Zola, though, you look at the stats on these two guys. I think Agustin Cazorla is the better option to go with. So essentially, it's 1 from 3. Essentially, it's 2 from 3. So I'm trying to pick. I'm leaning towards Noah leaving and Agustin Cazorla staying, and Kessie coming in if we can do a deal for him. Because if you compare, let's compare. Can I click on him? No, I can't. Right, I'm going to do it this way. Let's compare Noah with Cazorla, because I think that's the answer. I think we need to work out is which young player do we want to develop. So you look at the report here. Right, he is at 21. He has got 2-star current ability. Potentially could go further. Whereas Noah is likely to be at the maximum, almost guaranteed development. Obviously, there's more market value in him. The pros and cons are pretty similar. There's more pros for obviously Noah. For example, look at the pros on Agustin. They are couldn't operate League One level, could improve a lot. They're professional, team player, versatility, recent development, leader, which I think is also an interesting attribute on that. He's got great leadership. I don't have that in my team. I don't have a leadership, great leader player in my team, and that's why I'm leaning towards selling Noah and bringing Cazorla in, because that leadership is, I think, something I know I like it. I try to pick a captain of the year, and it's like 12 and 13 stats I've got. So I'm thinking maybe Augustin's the guy to go with. So look at the pros, the cons, awkward and social fit, flair, but he is young. he's only just coming to the team. I've only got him this summer. Who actually want him? Yeah, not having him. So I think we have to make a decision on it. Obviously, you look at the pros for Noah, who's a bit close to his overall potential. You see, that with both feet, speed, can improve slightly, can improve a lot. So it's awkward. I think obviously we're seeing a bit more pros on the side of Noah because he's played more games, whereas Cazorla, I just think he's a better option. I think the scenario we go with is we sell Noah Carpenter and we just go and get Kessie if we can, and just have him as the leader, as the more experienced player, and we just give Cazorla that chance to develop, because I think it'd be really good for us if we could do that. God, I hate this menu at times. I keep doing it. There you go. I think long term, I'd have more belief in having Kessie in there in that role right now than having Noah, and it just give me a bit of breathing space for Cazorla to step in and ease him in and rotate. Noah's not really worked out as much as I'd like him to. I think Augustin Cazorla is just got the natural leadership that I want. He's got the physicality I think could be up there with. He's very similar to Kessie. He's like a young version of Kessie, isn't he? So I don't know, guys. Your thoughts down below in the comment section. I don't know, going too long, but Kessie, I think the plus side to him is, like we said, is the physicality attributes are fantastic, determination and bravery and the work rate and stamina and all that stuff. The tackling and and the traits are good. Playing two positions. Downside will be the fee and trying to get him into the club if we can pull that off. But as far as I do this, guys, I thought it's a new feature I'm going to try. I like doing these. Obviously, these will replace the next episodes of Monaco. So, for example, episode 3. Actually, no, hang on. Episode 3 was yesterday. This is not an episode. This is a featurette kind of thing. Episode 4 will be tomorrow. So it's still daily uploads from the series, technically. Just an off-shot video of the series. So thank you for watching, folks. 12 minutes, I think, is about what I'll try and keep it on to. Your thoughts in the comment section. I'm going to assign a scout to Kessie. Start scouting him. Try and unsettle him. See if we can agree a fee. Your thoughts down in the comment. If you guys think I'm barking down the wrong avenue, or you've got another option, please let me know, and again we can do a scouting special on him again and that kind of thing. I want to try and just make the series daily, but not have every episode have games in it. I want to show the sitting and working to the saves more. I think that'd be kind of cool idea to do. So thank you for watching, folks. See you next time. Bye bye.